Hi guys, hi. Hello guys. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to my page. Thank you so much for being here. Please like and share this video. Come in. Come in, pack yourself into the sorry. What am I saying? Come in guys and hit the like button. So I wanted to quickly, this is a really quick video. I wanted to quickly come here and just catch up on on what's going on. Basically, I saw Cora's video earlier addressing that Athena once again is sick. Okay, I was actually going to do a video addressing that. So she posted basically saying that Athena is not feeling very well, and I wasn't surprised. It didn't surprise
You
me.
don't want the doctor to play with you?
Okay. Oh, sorry. Okay, sorry. King, I think I left the volume on. Did I leave the volume on? Sorry about that. So it didn't surprise me because even though I did not make a video about it, but I have been watching and I have been seeing all the things that this man has been putting the children through since the time that Cora was in Nigeria. It was a personal decision not to make a video about it, you know. But I was seeing everything that he was putting them through. The trampoline that he was making them jump on, like the rigorous activities that are just not right for children at that age, let alone girls. And I keep thinking about what if these kids should suffer some kind of concussion as a result? And he's doing all these things. The children are not properly dressed. There is still it just came to spring, okay? And even though it's spring, it's still cold outside. Just because we're officially in spring does not necessarily mean that that's it, that's all. That the cold weather has disappeared, and it doesn't matter whether or not they are in Los Angeles, it doesn't matter whether or not they are in California, because I do know that anytime I mention the weather and just the poor decisions that he makes when it comes to the way he takes them out, not properly dressing them, people will come in my comment section and be saying that it's California, it's warm. No, it's not warm. It's not warm. Just because it's in California does not mean that the weather is like 90 degrees or 110 degrees. No. And you can still catch cold, especially if you're not used to it. You can still catch a cold. You can still get sick if you're not properly dressing, if you're not wearing the right outfit, you still get sick. Don't you guys see anytime that Cora takes them out? Anytime she takes them out, they are always dressed, wearing warm clothes and wearing jackets and everything. Cora also wearing jackets. Can any one of you think back one time that you have ever seen this man with a jacket, with a proper winter jacket? I have not. I have never seen him wearing a proper winter jacket. And most times, based on my observation, when he takes the children out, they are not properly dressed. Combine not properly dressing the children, combine that to putting them through the rigorous activity that he put those children to the entire time that they were with him. Combine all of those things and you will see a recipe for disaster. Okay? And you will see a recipe for disaster. I have never seen this man dress these children properly, not once. He usually wears them, inappropriate clothing for the weather. It's still cold. Heck, in Toronto, it snowed last night and this morning. You have people reporting snow in places like Texas. You think it's not going to be cold in Cali? Of course it's going to be cold. It might not be the regular mild weather that they have for this time of the year. Sometimes it gets cold, it gets colder. And that's the reason why you have to dress them properly. Like I have seen the entire time. I have not missed one video. I have seen all the things that this man has been doing to those children. The lack of care, the lack of concern, the lack of fatherly love that he shows towards them is so obvious that you cannot miss it. This man, these children will be sick and this man will refuse. Like he will straight up refuse to take them to go and see a doctor. Like he will just refuse. So all of those things, right? And somebody said, plus not feeding them properly, right? All of those things are a recipe for disaster. Like he put them in really, really poor conditions. And you know what is so interesting? These children have been, I don't know how long Cora has been away, but these children has been with this man for a while. Okay. And imagine people in the comments still blaming Cora. She got them yesterday. And you see people in the comment, let me even share some of the rubbish that his minions are typing. Let me just share. This alone should just let you know that they will never give her grace. If you are somewhere out there thinking that, oh, one day they're going to show her grace, you are on a long thing. These are some of the comments that they were leaving. Somebody say, it's the dirty house and all the ants in the mom's house. Meanwhile, this man is the one with ants. Thanks to Jiba, we have all seen that molds and ants and all types of things are growing in his house. But these people, because they're so used to projecting, they project that nastiness onto their mother. I have not seen any evidence of any mold growing in Cora's house. I have not seen any evidence of ants coming out of Cora's house. But we have seen that on Peggy's house, thanks to Jiba. Thanks to Jiba. And for some reason, these losers, they choose to ignore all those things, only focusing, only looking for every single opportunities to put blame on their mother. So imagine a situation, okay? Imagine a situation whereby these children have been with this man for as long as they were with him. No proper feeding, no proper clothing, treating them, even like not caring about their well-being, their physical well-being, putting them through rigorous activities that are not suitable for children children under that age. And then the kids get sick on account of being with him, and somehow they still find a way to blame their mother. Like, make that make sense. Make that make sense. And now they are projecting what he is what they're now projecting on her. He's the one that has a house, according to Jiba, because I will always refer to Jiba. I don't live there. It was Jiba who told us, who showed us mold growing out of cup on account of not being washed. Do you know how long you have to sit, especially in the winter months? Do you know how long you have to sit a cup, an unwashed cup, before it starts to grow mold? We have seen ants. We have seen all kinds of creepy, crawly things that are capable of doing serious damage. Things that are capable of doing serious damage. Yet somehow it's their mother who just got them yesterday. And the entire time these children have been with this man. They've been with him. Their mother just got them yesterday. And they've been sick. They've been sick. I don't think their mother just decided that she was going to take Athena to the hospital for no reason whatsoever. Like, why? But these children have been sick, just like he always does. He doesn't take them to the hospital. Even back before they even and this goes back to before they were even instructed to not be on social media with the kids. When the kids will be sick, they'll be with him. You could even hear, like, you will hear the children coughing and all of the signs that they are unwell. Yet this man will not take them to the hospital because he doesn't want to pay. Because he doesn't want to pay. Because he doesn't think that they should get any support, anything more than they have to. He doesn't think they should get any kind of support from him. He doesn't want to pay. So she had to come back from Nigeria to come and take the children to the hospital, to take the daughter to the hospital, because that child was sick the entire time and he didn't do anything. Mm-hmm. Hold on.
Welcome to my live.
Want to play with me.
Hmm?
I don't want that to play with me.
You don't want the doctor to play with you?
Yeah.
The doctor has to check on you, okay?
Oh no, I don't want to.
Okay, then the doctor won't check on you. Hey guys, welcome to my live. Unfortunately, this is where I'm spending my Monday morning.
I'm I'm an advocate for fathers everywhere. Hey guys, join me while I fold my morning laundry and once again have to address things that I have no desire to address. But at this point, I'm I'm an advocate for fathers everywhere. Like, I have a platform, I have a voice, and I have a very talked about story on the internet. Not that I want it to be, but I just had my children for 2 weeks, and they were happy, they were healthy, and then apparently my daughter Athena is sick today, which I'm not pointing blame at anyone. Kids get sick, but the narrative that's being put out there is that every time the kids come to my house, they get sick, that kind of thing. And I just
Sorry guys, I've just been talking to myself. I didn't realize that I was on and that I muted myself. He was basically saying that yeah, sorry, I mute myself. I didn't realize that I was on mute. That's why you guys didn't hear. So he's saying that there are people saying that the kids are always sick whenever they return to their mother after spending time at his house. And I am basically saying, where's the lie? Where is the lie? Where is the lie though? There is no lie there, because that's the whole truth. Based on my observation, and a lot of people have observed this as well, that they get sick whenever they return from your place to their mother's place. Okay? And that's just the truth. And I'm not here saying that the kids don't get sick when they are over at their mother's, but do you know what happens when they get sick when they are over at their mother's? Their mother takes care of them. And they usually get sick when they come from your place to their mother's place, and their mother takes care of them and nurse them back to health. And guess what happens? They go to your place, maybe not immediately, later, at any point they go to your place, they come back and they are sick. That is the pattern of behavior. This is not about, oh, narrative. This has happened way too many times, that if you're not paying attention, if you're not observing this to be the case, then something is for sure wrong with you. You would have to be going out of your way. You will have to be going above and beyond to avoid not seeing this pattern of behavior of the children getting sick whenever they are over at your place, and then returning them to their mother, who then nurses them back to health, only for them to go back to your place and get sick again. And like I said, yes, there had been times when they will get sick at their mother's place, but she doesn't ignore them. She doesn't ignore them. She doesn't say, oh, they're sick, oh, they'll get over it. No, or, oh, I'll just wait until they go back to their father's place. She doesn't. She does what she can. She treats them, she nurtures them back to health before returning them to you. That's what she does.
Posted a video of me taking my kids to the park yesterday, which was filmed 45 minutes prior to me dropping the kids off to their mom. And apparently my youngest daughter is sick, and this is not the first time, and this is probably the 30th time that I am being blamed for this said child being sick. Now, why do I feel the need?
Because it is what you do. It is literally what you do. You are getting blamed for it because there is a pattern of behavior here. Yeah. Like, it's so easy. It is so clear that they mostly, for the most part, get sick whenever they are with you. You return them to their mother sick. That's just the truth.
Need to talk about this. Many of you guys that are supporting me are saying, look, ignore the haters, ignore the negativity, but I can't, and the reason why is because I'm exposing toxic manipulation strategies that are often used in court against men to gain custody of children and push fathers out of children's lives.
Oh, what a crusader you are. You are such a crusader. Give this man a cape. You are such a cape crusader. Somebody give this man a cape fighting for those men who are disenfranchised, fighting for those fathers who are being abused by the system, fighting for those fathers who do not have any rights. Oh, give him a cape.
And statistically, that puts kids up to every disadvantage that exists. Kids that are raised in single father homes do just as well as kids raised in two-parent homes. Statistically, the worst thing you could do for your child is to raise them in a single mother home. So, but these manipulation tactics of always blaming men for kids getting sick or whatever, oftentimes it's used in court to try to manipulate a judge to convince
A single
that
mother, I don't know, it's not your fault, okay, Peggy? It is not your fault that you think you can come here and lecture people about single mother this and single father that and men's right this. It's not your fault. It's the person that gave you spotlight is that I blame for all of this. It's not your fault, okay? If you think you can come here and start lecturing anybody, it's not your fault too. But let me tell you, a single mother is better than having a deranged, sorry excuse for a father like yourself. Being a single mother, just taking on your responsibility, knowing that everything falls on you. There is no expectation of relying on the father of the children. You're going to do everything all by yourself. You're going to be the mother and the father of the children. Is way better than procreating with a disease like you. Seriously. Being a single mother, carrying all your responsibilities by yourself is better than being stuck with somebody like you for 18 years. So, yeah.
this said father is negligent or whatever. And the same tactics occur on social media. So I am once again being blamed for my child being sick, despite her being happy, healthy, running around in a park.
No, they were trying to please you, and we have seen those children, how hard they try to please you. We have seen them, how hard they want you to like them, and how they, even in many situations, do things to appease you, only pushing back on rare occasions. We have seen them, try to entertain your shenanigans. So, yeah, just because I see them playing, I see them putting on a front, does not necessarily mean that does not mean that I believe that they are happy and they're having fun. Okay. We saw the video of Junie, after you dodged Junie and Junie landed on the dog and landed on the floor, and she was immediately about to start crying, and then you gave her the look and you called her name in a sharp tone. She immediately swallowed it. So we know that the children, because we don't know what goes on when the cameras are off, so we know that the children wanting to please you, wanting um to agree, to be agreeable to whatever it is that you are telling them to do, will do anything, will go along, because you are emotionally manipulative. If they don't go along, I'm sure you punish them one way or another when the cameras are off, and so they have to go along with you because they don't want you to punish them when the cameras are off. So me seeing the children, you know, in doing whatever it is that you want me to believe, does not make me believe my eyes in that scenario, because all of this could be manipulation. What are we not talking about?
45 minutes before I dropped the kids off. So, and why do I expose this manipulation tactic? because there's a lot of dads that follow me. There's a lot of young men that follow me, and a lot of young men that are learning from my situation.
What is your situation? Your situation is literally somebody who, because the woman who basically was the breadwinner in the family decided that with the way you are going, she wanted to be in control of the finances. She didn't want to be the monkey they walk while bamboo they chop. Okay, so she decided that she was going to be in control of the finances and you didn't like it. And so you came outside and you told people that you were divorcing her. This is your situation. Like, you started all of this. So, yeah, the only people that will believe you are also victim mentality like you, people who do not want to take accountability for anything, never holding themselves accountable, blaming everybody else, blaming the stars, blaming the sun, blaming the moon, blaming everybody as opposed to taking accountability. So those are the kind of people that you are pandering to. Okay, I would not be surprised if you've already created a WhatsApp group for the beta exes, beta baby daddy groups. It won't surprise me if you're already doing that. Okay, because you're very bitter that the woman that you wanted to take advantage of woke up and realized that I cannot continue like this, otherwise my children will not have a future. They will not have any money, they will not have anything, because you just want to like reap where you did not sow. You want her to be making the money whilst you enjoy the benefits, you enjoy the proceeds. During the course of your marriage, you were the only one that was traveling and traveling and traveling. She was mostly home all the time. What happened to your traveling? What happened? All of a sudden, you're not taking these expensive trips anymore. The only time you travel is when somebody is sponsoring the trip for you.
On red flags to look out for when choosing
You
life
are the
partners.
red flag. You are the red flag. Mr. Pegasus, you are the red flag that everybody should look out for. You are the red flag that every woman in their right mind should avoid. How many women have you had since the divorce? How many women have you paraded to your audience, to your viewers since the divorce? So, of all these women, you couldn't pick anyone that you could keep, as you know, in a long-term relationship longer than 2 days. You are the red flag that everybody should be watching and paying attention to. So you are the example for anybody out there that is looking to get into a relationship. You are the red flag. You are what people should take notice of so that they don't find themselves in the situation that your second ex-wife found herself in. You are the red flag.
And most particularly who to have children with, because
I've already told you, Shakira, I don't want to hear any capable father nonsense. If I hear that, I'm blocking you. If I hear that, I'm blocking anybody. So what if she said that? So you cannot move past that. You can't think about anything else. You can't think about any other thing else. Now you're stuck in the capable father, yet you're here watching. If you're so offended by the so-called capable father that she said, why are you still watching her? Why don't you just move on and go and watch somebody else that does not irritate you? What's all this with capable father? So what if she said that? So what? Does that mean that he should continue to be treating the children poorly because she said that? What's all this rubbish about capable father, capable father? So you cannot move past that, yet you're in the comments, you're everywhere, the video, wherever her topic is talked about. If you're so offended, you want to seal your mouth, yet here you are typing capable father. What kind of hypocrite is this? I beg. People need to stop this rubbish. Honestly, if you want to go and be happy on capable father, oh, she said capable father, she said he's a capable father, go and do it someplace else. Me, I'm over that. I've moved past that. Move on or whatever, but don't bring it to my space, with all due respect. Tired of seeing people post anything. So whenever I talk, whenever I express, on my observation on things, telling me, oh, she said capable father, she said capable father, and so what? Y'all need to stop this, okay? Because you guys, a lot of you are hypocrites here, honestly.
If they're using these manipulation, guys,
He doesn't even know what he's talking. He probably, he always writes, he always has like a note, yeah? He always has a note about what he wants to say. The notes, maybe the notes on the phone that he was looking at, maybe the notes had, um maybe the phone had turned off or something. He probably missed where he was with regards to the note, and he doesn't remember again now, like, because he looks like he's like falling on his words, that he's smiling, like he's like he doesn't remember where he was, he doesn't remember what he wanted to say. It's like he lost his notes and now he's trying to like just wing it.
if your girlfriend is supporting these manipulation tactics on the internet, leave her
Oh,
instantly.
oh. So that they can be like you, so that you guys can all be in dating apps, yeah, so that you guys can all go to dating apps and be looking for desperado. Leave her. Hey, yeah, some men actually like women, okay? Some men actually like women, and some men actually know that they too are not perfect. And if they're in a relationship with somebody that is acting, they want to work towards making things work. But you don't care. Like, you don't give a hoot about yourself, you don't care about the kids, you don't care about, sorry, you only care about yourself, you don't care about anybody else but yourself. So some men, no matter how bad things are, especially when they know that they too, they give as much as they dish, they give as much as they receive. They will want to stick around and work things out or whatever. Okay. But yeah, but it's easy for you to say leave her, because hey, you can just go on Tinder or wherever the hell you go to find all these desperate women. You can just go on Tinder and swipe left or swipe right or swipe whatever it is that you will swipe, and get the next one that you're going to cajole, the next one that you're going to use to babysit for the next couple of months until you get tired of using her, and then you can kick her to the curb. Oh my gosh. That is so funny. He's telling these men to like leave their girlfriend, leave her, so that you can come and be like me. I don't have a girlfriend. Look at me, I'm happy. You don't like girls. You don't like women. You don't like women. It's a very different animal.
Doesn't matter if you're in love, doesn't matter.
Yeah. Because yeah, it doesn't matter if you're in love. Leave her. Leave her. The only person who can say that is somebody who has never been in love. The only person who have said that is somebody who has never been in love. Okay? Someone who has never been in love, doesn't know how to love, not their exes, not their children. Doesn't matter if you're in love, leave her. Okay.
Get rid of her.
Oh.
Because to blame someone for a child being sick all the time is.
But it is true though. Where is the lie? Where is the lie? Where is the lie? The kids get sick whenever they are with you. That is the gospel truth. There is no lie. She didn't lie. This is something that has been observed by a lot of people. Where is the lie? Hmm.
It's just kids get sick. Okay?
No,
I'm not.
no, kids don't get sick. Kids don't necessarily have to get sick. Not if you look after them, not if you take care of them, not if you're intentional about them. Like, kids get sick sometimes, but you as a parent, you have to like put in the work. You have to make sure, you have to minimize the possibility of them getting sick. If you are doing your part, okay, if you are doing your part at home as a parent and you're being mindful and you're not taking them outside in the winter, not properly dressed, and you're giving them the right foods, and you are not messing with them physically, they will not just up and get sick. They don't. So all of that nonsense about how kids get sick, that is complete bullshit. That is what you tell your minions, okay? That is what you tell your minions and have them swallow it because yeah, whatever you say must be true. Kids don't have to get sick. Not if you as a parent, you are doing your best to make sure that they don't get sick.
Blaming anyone, nor will I ever blame anyone for my daughter getting sick, because it's oftentimes very hard to determine the origins of where a child gets sick, especially if they're playing with other children. So I'm an adult. I'm just not going to go down that camp. But I am going to talk about how these manipulation strategies are being used and point them out because they're being used in my everyday life, both publicly and privately, to try to craft a narrative in both the public, legal, and in their own deluded cognitive dissonance mind that somehow, because a child got sick, I am therefore a bad dad. And that is just very, it's very manipulative. And in that video where I showed my daughter frolicking and playing 45 minutes before the exchange, there was a plethora of cognitive dissonant people. For those of you that don't know what cognitive dissonance means, it means that your opinions and biases are so ingrained that when you see evidence to contradict your opinion, you disregard it as not fact.
There you go, guys. There you go with your educational content. I wonder how many times he had to rehash that in the mirror so that he can get it right this time. But you would think that with as much time as he has mentioned cognitive dissonance, you would think that he wouldn't have to stumble every time he says cognitive dissonance. Okay.
It is, it is, it is a telltale sign of people that do not think for themselves or have any level of critical thinking and arguably intelligence.
You're the most intelligent person, yet here you are doing live video for money. Here you are, shamelessly making a fool of yourself, rolling on the floor. When your mates are out there grinding, your mates are out there making money, your mates are turning $1 into $2. You are here rolling on the floor, claiming that you claiming this as a content. With all your level of intelligence, this is where you end up. This is where you end up. Looking up to old women to come and feed you, to come and give you stars. With all your level of education, all your knowledge. Yeah, right. Mr. Elite Doctor, with your 5 years education, actual doctors everywhere will be like they will be more like they will be regretting. They will want nothing to do with you. Like, really, you're a chiropractor, but you place yourself in a position that you've not yet attained and you will never attain.
So, anyways, it's interesting. I can't see comments.
Mm.
So, guys, don't go and blame mom for getting sick. Like, guys, you guys gotta stop this. Stop blaming everybody for kids getting sick. Athena gets sick.
Athena gets sick, obviously not to diagnose her or whatever, okay, not to diagnose that girl, but I'm just saying this for, you know, because my role here is to educate as much as I can. Athena gets sick because, anyway, let me keep my mouth shut.
That's how kids' immune systems become robust. Back in the day, when a kid got chicken pox in the neighborhood, what did parents do? They took their kid to go expose him to chicken pox so they could get it over with.
This is probably something that he heard in the news, okay? This is something that the MAGA not case, MAGA cult people, this is their talking point as of recent, okay? Because they are anti-vaxxers. They don't want vaccinations, which was why Trump nominated Robert Kennedy Jr. So they don't want they don't want vaccinations. So one of the talking points that they have been trying to push for some time now is that when kids get sick, this was first echoed by Marjorie Taylor Greene, the MAGA North case, okay? She said that when kids got sick, people would throw measles party so that all the kids in the neighborhood can all catch measles and then they can all get better. But then guess what? Measles have started killing children in Texas, in MAGA region, okay? One of the deep red MAGA region, one of the most anti-vaxxer county. Measles has now killed a child. And this is the first time it has happened in decades. Okay, measles have not killed any child in America in decades. But because of Trump and the Marjorie Taylors of the world and the RFK of the world, measles has once again become a deadly disease that can actually kill. So Pegasus, is just regurgitating the stupid thing that he heard. Tell me why anybody will opt to let their kids catch measles and get really sick when they can just take a vaccine to prevent it. Do you know some of the impact of measles? Do you know what happens when you catch measles as a child? People who have suffered measles as a child have a high probability of contracting shingles in their later years, like in their old age. And people who have experienced shingles say it is not something that they wish on their worst enemy. So this is the narrative. This is the right wing talking point about how, oh, they would just have a party, they would just have a vaccine party, and sorry, they would just have a measles party, and all the kids would just catch measles. Do you understand how deadly measles is? Do you understand? Like, and this is the same person that will come around and say that he is a doctor. If you are a doctor, you will never open your mouth. If you're a serious doctor, if you want anybody to take you seriously as the doctor that you're faking to be, you will never open your mouth and say that back in the old day, people used to have measles party. Do you understand the amount of, do you know the torture that you will be exposing, the pain, the suffering that you'll be exposing your children to on account of them catching measles? Do you even understand? Do you even understand what you're doing? Do you know the amount of danger that you are putting your children in? by spreading this bullshit. The pain. Have you ever seen, has anyone ever seen a child who's suffering from measles? Have you ever seen, like, do you even understand the amount of pain, amount of suffering that that child is in? Like, do you even know? No self-respecting profession. He's not. I'm not even including him in the equation. But no self-respecting professional, even the RFK, who has been known, who has made so much money, who has made millions from being an anti-vaxxer, once he started to hear stories about how measles is running rampant in Texas and one child has died from measles, he himself had to back away from that anti-vaxxer mentality. He's now walking it back, encouraging people to vaccinate their children. But it's too late. The dangers have been done. Some people have read it, they have listened to him, and they have decided that they're never going to vaccinate their children. And then there are even people who are saying he's only backpedaling because people are pushing back and people are criticizing him, that his first opinion about measles and anti-vaccination was the correct one, that he is backpedaling because of the pushback that he's getting. Do you think people are listening to him now? But children are getting sick and children are dying because of this. Children are dying. My best friend had a birthday party and she invited a bunch of kids. My best friends had a birthday party for her 6-year-old, and she invited a bunch of people from the child's school. And so she left a very, very strict instruction that if you are not vaccinated, she left a strict instruction to the parent, with the parent, that if your child is not vaccinated, your child is not welcome to my party. Your child is not welcome. Because at the time she was throwing a birthday party for her 6-year-old, she also had like another 4-month-old baby, and she was like, if you are not if your child is not vaccinated, with all due respect, no offense, but that child is not allowed. There were 2 kids who were not vaccinated in my friend's son's class that were disinvited because it's serious.
We just live in a watered down, weak society where people like to point fingers and blame.
Like, he's just regurgitating the things that he hears from the MAGA cults, from the red pill pipeline. Those are the things that this man is regurgitating. Like, he's like full on, like, I've known this for some time, that he's full on MAGA, because there are things that he says that I only hear from those red pill guys. And yeah, like, he's full 100% MAGA. Like, he's knee deep into the MAGA cult. So all these things that he's saying are just things that he's regurgitating. Everything he's saying now are things that he's hearing from the MAGA pipeline, and he's regurgitating them.
People, because it really, like, it's just projection of their own terrible lives, and that's a lot of what this Facebook app is about, is people with terrible lives projecting their negative mindset.
He's just so bitter that no matter what, he will never ever amount to anything on this Facebook street. No way. He will never amount to anything. And that's just the truth.
To the internet. But also these manipulations tactics, they're very harmful to children, and they're very harmful to fathers. I mean, I'm one of the most devoted fathers that you'll ever see.
a Peggy live stream if Peggy is not tooting his own horn. Like, you have no idea what it means to be a devoted father. If you look at your shenanigans and call yourself a devoted father, it just shows that you have not the faintest idea what you are talking about. Devoted father, my left nyash. Hey!
And I almost left my kids because it was too much for me.
A devoted father will never, a devoted father will go to the end of the earth for his kids. I almost left my kids. Can you imagine? It's not his fault, so it's not his fault. The losers that are just sitting there and they are just accepting and allowing and believing the bullshit, those ones are like really, really, they those ones, their life don't budge anyways. Their life is like over. A lot of them are just waiting for the for nature to take its course at this point. But still, those are the only people. Do you know how far removed from reality for you to open your mouth and say that you're a devoted father, but you almost walked away from your children? Hmm. Hmm. Somebody says, I wouldn't wish shingles on my worst enemy. I got it at 55 and it threw me in the hospital. From what I understand, it is incredibly painful. Like, it is unexplainable. Like, you can't even explain it. You can't explain what, like, the pain. But I have just been told that it is a very awful, awful thing.
To deal with the constant daily allegations, it was affecting my quality of life, my health, my mental health, my spiritual health. I mean,
Spiritual health, from jumping from one woman to the other, jumping from one woman to the other, changing woman. Like, your home is like a revolving door. Your home is like a revolving door of black women. It's so funny how this clown talks about spirituality. Something was involving your spirituality, and you are having sex with all these random women, creating soul ties, women that you know that you do not want. You don't like them. You don't like women. You're not into women, in my opinion. But yet you're having sex with all these women for a day or two until you stop completely having sex with them because you're not into them, in my opinion. And you're talking about spirituality, really? Like, he just hears rubbish and he just regurgitates it. That's what he does now, because he feels like saying all those nonsense make him sound smart. It doesn't. It doesn't make you sound smart. It makes you sound stupid. Like, anybody who's paying attention, anybody that is not, biased, by not carried away by or enamored by you, can see that you are full of shit.
I'm in the process of going to the doctor right now. It looks like I've developed an autoimmune disorder related to all this.
Oh my God! Now he's blaming the children. Now he's blaming the children, saying he's developed an autoimmune disorder. Mr. Man, you have been coughing before at least I know of Athena, before Athena was born. You have been, oh my gosh. So your autoimmune disorder is the reason why you were acting like you were jonesing the other day. Is that what you're blaming for it? Mm. It's life. Marry well, oh. Whatever you do, ladies, marry well. Don't marry a loser. Don't marry a loser. Don't fall in love with a loser. Don't marry a loser. Don't fall in love with a loser. Whatever you do not fall in love with a loser. Because this is what you get. This is what you are stuck with.
All this chronic stress that I've been under, just to be present in my kids' lives and be a dad. Yep, that's right. I've developed an autoimmune disorder.
Wow.
because I had to fight just to remain in my children's life.
Wow. This is the same man who claimed he had the pray that, hey gosh, and now it's autoimmune disorder. See life. See life. Wow.
And it cost me nearly everything: my career, my reputation.
What career? What career? What career? What career? It cost you your career. Where? Hey God, I beg go.
My mental health, my physical health, and I'm still here. Have I been close to giving up?
The same mental health that he's been moaning and groaning about. Remember the time that he went to court when he was asking for spousal support? He also listed mental health as a reason why. It didn't work then, it's not going to work now.
On several occasions? Yes, I have.
Mm.
And I acknowledge that I'm stronger than most men. I'm stronger than most people.
Yeah.
I have grit.
Yeah.
Even me.
I'm sure you do. I'm sure you have grit. Oh my God, this guy. No wonder Sarah ran away. No wonder our first ex-wife Sarah, that one ran for the hills. That one was like, hey, God, I beg. Never. That one ran for the hills. That one is like, God forbid bad thing. God forbid I stay married to this clown, this loser. That one ran and never looked back. Oh my gosh. Ay, 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 ay. Like who does that? Hey God, again, like I said before, being a single mother is better than being with a disease like this. Because this is not even like this is a disease. This is a disease. Nothing good can come from this ever, 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 ever. Being a single mother and just taking your life as it comes and doing the best that you can is better than splitting 50-50 with this. Because this one is set, like he is set up to frustrate your life. And that's basically what's happening now. This one is a disease. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? All of a sudden, he has now developed an autoimmune disorder, even though he has been exhibiting the same dodgy traits this entire time that we have known him, but now he has developed an autoimmune disorder. A child that doesn't have a father is better than this one. There, I said it.
Everyone has their breaking point. I was almost there about 6 months ago, where it's just like, oh, they'll find me when they get older, which is the mentality of a lot of dads. And a lot of dads get to that mentality because of...
Funny enough, they'll find you when they're older. The funny thing is that in this generation, Gen Z, Gen X, and even Generation Alpha, you think Generation Alpha is going to find you when they get older. Just pray you don't need some kind of transplant or whatever, or you don't. Anyways, you're probably going to end up in Skid Row, so who cares? Probably going to eventually, come out and be honest with yourself and start selling your butts for what you can get. I don't know, but you think that happens? That's the mentality that a lot of fathers had. That, oh, once the kids get older, they'll find me. Really? You think kids are going around looking for their dads when they are in a top position? You think they care? they're doing their best to make sure they don't end up like you. They don't end up being a deadbeat.
Just the constant allegations, constant like harassment, emotional manipulation tactics that really, really, um, they really, really, really just wear men down. Because at the end of the day, most men, at least if they're anyone worth their salt as a human, they just want to
Oh,
be able to provide and protect their kids. And that means
oh,
something different for each man.
oh,
But for me, that means being in their lives at least half the time.
oh.
So,
Because that means you don't have to pay for anything. That means you don't have to pay. If you're in their lives half the time, that means you don't have to pay child support or pay any kind of support for them.
I have to, yes, yes, I want to be making clinical content. And I will be getting back to that
When mm,
soon. But to be honest with you, I have been fatigued because I have an autoimmune disorder, it looks like right now. And I'm in the process of dealing with that. I will talk about that in depth once I know more. I mean, I know a lot right now. It's just I'm I'm meeting with my doctor this week to like discuss. Is it going to negatively impact my life? Probably not, because it's an easily manageable one. But if I didn't,
he's just a liar. He has found a way to like justify all of those druggy signs that he's been exhibiting for some time now, allegedly. So claiming that he has an autoimmune disorder is a way to like, you know, justify, explain it away. No, people with autoimmune disorder do not rub their noses like they just finish smoking or sniffing. People with autoimmune disorder do not act like you do. Okay, that's not how they do. Mm, exactly, Kristen Mink. Yep, definitely trying to cover up something.
manage it, I
Um,
would probably not see my kids graduate high school.
mm,
Not probably. I certainly would not have.
mm,
So, like, that is the consequences of these negative manipulation tactics that
mm,
only benefit the mother. They don't
mm,
benefit the kids, and they don't benefit anyone else.
mm,
So, and the system supports mothers in this
mm,
because it is geared towards them, especially in certain states.
mm,
So, this is kind of an awareness thing.
mm,
I know there's a lot of dads out there. I know there's a lot of young men following me, and learn from my mistakes. Do not
mm.
pick the wrong person to have children with.
Oh my, that's literally what I am telling my sisters, my young sisters over here. Those of them that are hoping, that are praying for a life partner. My advice, my advice has always been, make sure that you do not end up with somebody like that. My advice has always been that they make sure that they do not end up with somebody like you. That has always been my advice, because you are bad news. Like, you're the worst thing to ever happen to a woman, honestly. And I don't even say that lightly. I have seen so many people on the internet. I have seen so many couples on the internet go through stuff. But men like you are the worst things to ever happen to a woman. Yeah.
Look out for these signs and adjust your life accordingly.
Too bad you still haven't. Too bad. Because how many women have you brought in? How many black women have you had? You would think that if you were taking your own advice, if really you believe that you were not a problem, any of those women that you have been frolicking around would have stayed with you. At least you would have made an effort to keep them around. But look at you. How many women at least that we know? We know at least 3. We know at least 3, and I'm pretty sure that there are more from behind the scenes. We know of at least 3. At least I know of at least 3. Speaking for myself, I know of Tokumbo. I know of Summer. I know of Jiba, and now I know of Tay. 4. 4. In what? When did you say you started dating? 4. In less than 3 years, you've had 4 women that we know of. I'm pretty sure that there are those that have not really made it to the public introduction. So, yeah. At some point, even the dumbest ones amongst your followers will start putting 2 and 2 together and figuring out that you are the problem. You are the problem. You've had 4 women in less than 3 years. You have had 4 women that we know of publicly, that you've publicly claimed. And I'm not including Free Toto, okay, because that one is a liar. I don't know what you guys had. Not including, I'm just including the one that you have publicly claimed. Hmm.
Yeah, okay, Athena's sick. So what? Kids get sick. Like that.
Kids get sick when the parent is irresponsible. Kids get sick when the parents do not treat them like, do not care about them, do not show enough care, not concern, do not take actions to prevent them from getting sick. It's not normal for children to be very, like, fine, a child can have a cold and have a this and have a that, but it's not normal for a child to visit the hospital more than once in the winter months, or to be so sick that visiting the hospital becomes like what has to happen. It is not normal in one winter, I mean to say. So yeah, it's not normal. The way your children get sick, it's not normal. And they usually get sick under your care. When they are with you is when they get sick. It's not normal. So yeah.
That's part of growing up.
No, it's not. It's not. It's not part of growing up. You cannot be an irresponsible father. You cannot be a thoughtless father. You cannot be, an uninvolved father, an unintentional father, and then claim that, oh, kids get sick, it's normal. It's the rate at which your children get sick is not normal. And again, they usually happen when they are under your care. That's when they happen. So it's not normal. It's not something that, well, kids get sick, whatever. No, not the way it happens with you. Because I have seen you, the way that you treat them. I have seen how little care you put in things that involve them, the places that you will take them, and the things that you will do with them, the activities and the food, and what they wear. You do things that cause them to be sick, in my opinion. Okay, you make decisions that cause them to fall sick.
Like if your kids don't get sick, that's a problem.
No, it's not. You see how it manipulates? You see how it manipulates? Let's even start with the fact that this man yanked a brand new baby that was breastfeeding exclusively. Yanked the baby. Do you know what that few days that he had that baby, only giving the baby air? Do you know what irreparable damage that would have done to the baby? Because even for mothers who decide that they don't want to breastfeed exclusively, or they don't want to breastfeed at all, they also have supplements that they can give to the child to build their immune system. But this man gave that child nothing. He just gave the child formula. Do you know how detrimental? Do you know how that is? Do you know how that would have affected that child's immune system? In the most pivotal moment of that child's life, do you know how detrimental that decision is that he made?
actually, because it means their immune system's not being taxed enough.
That is complete bullshit. A child does not have to be sick. Okay? A child does not have to be sick. When you're looking after your child very well and you're doing everything, there is no expectation that your child must be sick for the child to be able to build. As long as you're following every single thing, you're following up and you are up to date in their immunization and you are feeding them well and you're looking after them, there really is no need for the child to be sick. It is not a yardstick. It is not a must that every child must be sick. Besides, a child is going to have an opportunity to be sick when they go to school and they mingle with other kids. They're going to have an opportunity to build their immune system. Okay? But you actively make decisions that put those children's lives in danger. It's a completely different thing.
I mean, research clearly shows that kids that are exposed to more, such as that have dogs or pets or are raised outside on a farm, have more robust immune systems. Kids that are raised in apartments and not really exposed to much, they get.
That is such a lie. That is such a lie. Again, the manipulation, again, the pretending to be an expert on a matter that he knows nothing about. If you're such an expert, why is your life so screwed up? Why is your life like this? Why haven't you met up? Why haven't nothing good happened for you? Why are you stuck? Why are you stagnant, picking a fight with your second ex-wife to get a boost on your page? Why? He pretends as if he knows everything, whereas he knows nothing. He only knows enough things, enough manipulative things to like get him out of whatever predicament that he's in. That's all he knows.
Sick more often, and they have more severe sickness when they get sick. So if my kid's sick, as long as it's not serious, which I doubt it is because she gets colds all the time, then great, her immune system.
If she gets cold, you see how he's saying which her daddy is? If the child gets cold all the time, there will not be a need for the child to go to the hospital. We all know Cora that before Cora takes the child to the hospital, Cora would have tried everything at home because she doesn't want to be the parent who's like the helicopter parents who go to the hospital all the time, you know. But the fact that she had to take that child to the hospital was because the child was in a bad way. That was why. We have all seen whenever he brings them to her sick, we have seen her try different remedies, and in many cases, it hasn't always involved taking the kids to the hospital. But for her to take that child to the hospital, that means that child was really, really sick. Really, really sick. Like the time where the children were with him for a whole week and we could hear the children coughing and sniffing, and people were even telling him in the comment section to take the child to the hospital, and he wouldn't. But as soon as he did the exchange and Cora saw the condition of the child, and she took her to the hospital only to find out that she had RSV, and it was serious. But he downplayed it because he doesn't care. The children only exist for him to use to make money. That's all they exist to do.
Is going to become more robust as a result. So, like, you guys can blame me, whatever, but at the end of the day, these are just toxic manipulation strategies, and I'm the punching bag for it. I'm the poster child.
You are the victim. Oh, I wonder why none of those men's group haven't reached out to you. Like, you once had a lawyer who was men's advocate, father's advocate. I wonder why he did not connect you with all your fellow crybaby men so that they can hire you and make you the poster child of whatever it is that you're trying to sell.
For this particular manipulation tactic that that is just perpetuated on the internet, mostly because people will get the views, people will get the attention by trying to draw negative attention towards me, and that's twofold. That's because there's an active group of people that are actively participating in cognitive dissonance, which they just look for anything that they can to emphasize their
Look at how pathetic. Look at how pathetic he looks. Oh my god, he's so pathetic. Hey god. Look at how pathetic.
bias, and they get views because people with a pulse that can actually see what's going on watch it as well, because they're like, wow, these people are really crazy. So there's a lot of incentive for these uneducated, unethical bloggers on the internet to spin content, to create narratives, and like, and
He doesn't
I
know.
hope people look at this, and especially young men, and with young women too, because men can do it too. Look at this and be like, wow, this is where this can go if I ignore the red flags.
You are a walking, talking, you are a walking, glittering red flag. Again, my people, another opportunity to remind you, if you're looking for a red flag, if you're looking for an idea what a red flag is, there you have it. There you have it.
Cognitive dissonance, like I did, which you try to justify with maybe the good, whatever. With
Can you
whatever
imagine?
bias is making you justify and ignore red flags.
God, I beg. This is somebody's.
Seeking validation
This is
I don't
somebody.
need
This is
validation.
somebody that somebody was married to for 5 years. Imagine being married to somebody like this for 5 years. It'll take the grace of God for you not to be cuckoo. It'll take the grace of God for you to come out with all of your faculties intact.
Especially not from people on this app, because the majority of people on this app can't even spell.
Yeah, because they're not buying your bullshit, because they're not buying your lies. Look who's talking about people who can't even spell. Look, he always projects what he is. Look who's mocking people for not knowing how to spell. Hey God, I beg, oh, red flag. Red flag, my people. Look who's mocking somebody. Look who's mocking. Look who's trying to shame people for not knowing how to spell. You of all people. You. Hey. Waiting Musa no go see for. Waiting Musa no go see for gate. Oh. Look who's mocking people. Can you imagine? Ay, 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 ay. Oh my gosh.
So I don't need validation. I have an internal locus of validation because
Yeah,
I've
right.
accomplished a whole lot in this life prior to ever coming on social media.
So why are you here then? If you had a whole life, you had so much going on, how did you end up in this social media then? This below level social media. How did you end up here then? All the things that you claim to have achieved prior to being on social media, not one have you been able to use to establish yourself. Not one. Not a one. Not a one. Not a one. You have all this knowledge. You spent $250,000 acquiring unconventional education. Somehow, all of that knowledge that you acquired, all of that finances that you spent, only for you to end up rolling on the floor with your children because that's the only thing that you can do as a loser. Nothing to show for it.
So join me as I fold my kids' laundry and get ready for my work.
Fold your kids' laundry, the clothes that you didn't buy, the clothes that were gifted to you. Yeah, join me as I fold those laundries that I didn't pay for, the hand-me-downs that strangers sent to my children that I gladly and happily accepted because I am desperate, because I don't care to spend money on clothes, and I am more than happy to accept hand-me-downs from strangers on the internet.
Day. Well, my kids' laundry and my laundry.
What a loser!
Hey guys, don't say mean, hateful stuff on here. It's what's
What a loser! What a loser! I'm looking forward to the next girlfriend, though. I'm looking for the next girlfriend arc. I'm looking forward to that. Who's coming next? Who's gonna be next? Hey, hey. When you marry a loser, this is what happens.
not playing the blame game. I don't want anybody to go blame the mom. Kids get sick,
Yeah.
and the only way
They got sick because of you. They got sick because of you. And the only people blaming their mom are losers and desperados, those toxic old hags who maybe think by trashing their mother, you will get on their DM and contact them or whatever. Yeah, those are the only people who are, yeah.
that I can put a stop to this nonsense
Mm,
um, is to point out the manipulation tactics, and hopefully they
mm,
will stop.
mm.
But they
The only
probably won't.
manipulator is you. Literally, the only manipulator here is you, honestly.
But with time, at least at the bare minimum, I have the chance to educate young people
Mm.
and perhaps spare a few lives in the
To be like you know, even if you're in love with this woman and you sense whatever rubbish that he wants you to sense, just break up with that woman, okay? Because it's none of your fault. These are all like red pill nonsense that this clown is regurgitating. Red pill nonsense where they never take accountability. None of this is their fault. Everything is the woman's fault. That's what it is so sad that somebody like this is exposed to two small children. It is quite sad and actually very dangerous that somebody like this is exposed to two small children. It is very, very dangerous. Somebody who swims in the well of the red pill people, the incels, the MAGA cult.
process, because these toxic manipulation strategies do claim lives.
Mm,
You just don't hear about them.
mm.
It's interesting. There's really not that many comments on here. I wonder if Facebook must be filtering them out.
Mm. Yeah, because people are just looking at you, make a complete fool of yourself. That's all. They know you. They're just here for the ride. They're just here to listen to you whine and moan and groan and blame and blame other people, no accountability whatsoever. That's why. Yeah, that's basically why. Mhm. Let me see. I hope I have the right one this time. Let me see. No. Um,
Hey guys,
no.
join me while I fold my morning.
Hold on. Let me. Mm, hold on. Okay.
The one the doctor wants to tell with me.
Hmm?
I don't want doctor to tell with me.
You don't want the doctor to play with you?
Yeah.
The doctor has to check on you, okay?
Oh no, I don't want to.
Okay, then the doctor won't check on you. Hey guys, welcome to my live. Unfortunately, this is where I'm spending my Monday morning. Athena's fever. Her body is heating up 100.5.
That is high. That is
Yeah,
high. Oh my gosh.
coughing incessantly.
That is
I
high.
mean, I picked her up and she was coughing, and the entire night we didn't sleep. She was just coughing and coughing, so I have no choice. So how are you guys doing? How's your Monday? Is it better than mine? My love, what are you doing?
I don't need to.
Hmm?
I know very well.
You're not very well.
Yeah.
I know. Every time I pick you up. Hmm? Every time.
And I want to wear the train around.
You want to go to the playground when you're not feeling well?
Yeah.
You shouldn't do that. Athena, what do you eat?
I eat soup.
You eat soup.
Yeah.
What do you want to eat? You want to eat soup?
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna go after we see the doctor, okay?
Okay. Um, I think I did the burn.
Hmm. Guys, during this broadcast, you can send me stars, you can send me super things. I appreciate every single
I
one.
think I found the dead.
Athena is what?
I found it on fire around.
Okay.
I want to, animals want to eat grass.
Animals want to eat grass?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
Oh my gosh. She's really sick. Oh my
Thank
goodness.
you so much for the...
And you think this man, do you honestly think that he didn't know? You know? I'm sure, imagine all those days that these kids were just sick, coughing, sleepless nights, and he would wake them up in the morning and then take them out to the park, because this was not a cough that started overnight. This was not a cough that started a day ago. This was something that has been persistent for some time now. And he just, like, it sounded like it to me anyways. And he just completely ignored and just kept going on as if it was nothing, just waiting for her to come so that he can just, do the exchange. And then, like, this is crazy. Oh, this is crazy. This is crazy.
I'm not wearing there. I know right there.
Omega Wine, thank you for
Mommy, I
1,000
know right
stars.
there.
Appreciate you.
I know right there.
You're not wearing these?
Yeah.
Okay.
I give the red there.
Louisa,
It's not 10.
thank you so much.
Mommy, I didn't
Mimi,
So, anyways, you guys get the gist. Let me see. Anyways, yeah, I guess that's it. You know, yeah, mom to the rescue again. It's just, it's so unfortunate, and to me, this is just, it's cruel, in my opinion, cruel and unusual punishment. Because it is the things that he is doing, it is his actions that are causing the children to be sick, in my opinion. And so, yeah, there is no need for them to be sick if he's looking after them very well. There is no reason for them to be sick. It is not normal for children to be this sick this frequently. Okay, they are always sick. It's not like, any winter they get about two colds per winter, and that's still a lot. Okay, but when this is happening like more frequently than it should, than it's normal, then something is definitely wrong. Something is definitely wrong. This is not normal. This is not normal, you know. So, anyways, that's what I have for today about this. Like and share this video if you care, and I will catch you guys later. Bye.